In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody. This is Tony FlowReal and welcome to FlowReal's Hangry and Horny. Yep, this is the first episode and I'm doing a test right now with my new H6 Zoom handy recorder. I have some Shure microphones. I have that in input number 1 on the left side. I am just having a fabulous time recording this just to see what this is like, this experience. I have another Shure microphone, which I'll be hooking up when I have my next guest. But the first guest is me and my big fat ego. Ha! Shit. So anyway, what a fucking day I had today. I have doing a dry run day for FlowReality, and essentially, after waking up this morning to nice, awesome sleep, I decided to go and do some nose unblocking exercises courtesy of Patrick McEwen. He is a researcher. He's studied the effects that oxygen has on the body in relationship with carbon dioxide. He wrote the book Oxygen Advantage, and so he has a protocol that helps people unblock their nose anytime it's stuffed up. So pretty cool. I was able to do that protocol, and I am being a little obnoxious right now. I didn't even realize that the door was open, and I may have woken up my friend Andrew Marr, who's sleeping down the other side of the house. Sorry, Andrew, if I was being fucking annoying as I record this first episode of Hangry and Horny, being the goofball that I am. So yes, I did the nose unblocking exercise and it was awesome. Also learned what my BOLT test was, and BOLT stands for the body oxygen level test. I was able to score 32 seconds of holding my breath, and that's my baseline. So as I start to practice the protocols that are found in the Oxygen Advantage, I will be able to increase the BOLT score. That would be my body becomes more efficient at absorbing oxygen in the presence of CO2. This is some fascinating shit, okay? We have been told a lot of lies. Nah, I'm just exaggerating, but essentially, we've keep focusing so much on the O2 side, the O2 CO2 ratio, and it's important that we utilize the powerful effect of having CO2 in our system, because this enables the oxygen to be unlocked from the hemoglobin molecule that transports oxygen through the body. But with the presence of CO2, we can release that oxygen from the hemoglobin and transfer that into the tissues. So I'll be playing with that. I've also learned how to control my breath from a light, breathe light to breathe right. Patrick McEwen's amazing, everybody. Give it up. This is an interesting fucking little blurb. I'm having fun with this. So that led to a 20-minute sauna. I'm just reviewing my day. A 12-minute jog. I did pull-ups with body weight at 5 repetitions for 5-minute rest. 5 repetitions. I did that for about 4 or 5 sets. I had kind of lost track. So forgive me if I forgot to write down a missed set, or I did one set too many, which I didn't even do. I don't know. But it was a great workout. So also did the oxygen advantage warm-up awareness, which is essentially taking the attention from our monkey mind into our body and learn how to embody our mind versus being stuck in the mind. So learn how to focus on breathing, learn how to relax and hold the breath for a medium to strong air hunger, as Dr. Patrick McEwen suggests. He may not even be a doctor, but he's an expert, so he's a doctor in my mind. And go easy first for 10 minutes. And then we did the hot, cold shower. I had a recovery drink right after that. It consisted of apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, pink salt, and lemon. And that was delicious. And then there's lunchtime, which I ate a bunch of crazy shit, from cereal to smoked oysters with coconut milk. Weird combo. And while I was doing that, I had a motivational, inspirational moment of entertainment. And I watched Straight Outta Compton, which was awesome. Oh my God. You know, what were the chances that a bunch of young dudes from the Compton area got together and changed the world? You know, they spoke the truth, brought in a lot of controversy, and this was at the time of the Rodney King beating and the LAPD excessive force. And wow, what an inspiring story that these guys got together, and it was a tale of them working together as a team, but, you know, trying to make it. And some guy becomes the manager of these niggas with attitude. And from there, it just went hairy with Eazy-E and his guy, and, you know, the other guys weren't getting paid, and the contract they signed was fucked up. And Ice Cube was like, fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm doing my own thing. He starts fucking kicking ass on his own. And then it turns into a battle between the niggas with attitude versus Ice Cube. And it got a little crazy there. But eventually the other guys started to realize that this manager, Jerry, was fucking them over, and they all started to leave one by one and had their own careers with another label, which was also fucked up with Suge Knight, Dr. Dre. And it's a cool story. It's when Death Row Records was in town, and they brought on Snoop Dogg and did the album The Chronic, and then you had Tupac Shakur come in. It was fascinating, mainly because this was my time while I was in high school, and the events that were going on with the Rodney King beating, the O.J. Simpson trial, and all the riots down in L.A. It was heavy times. And just remember this controversial gangster rap talking about bitches and money and hoes. And this was all fascinating coming out of Catholic school, where this was the music of the devil, kind of like how Elvis Presley was supposedly back in the 50s and 60s. So, and then right after the Beatles. But it's pretty wild how, you know, we have freedom of speech, and there was a section in Straight Outta Compton that was hilarious, with them having a press conference, and, you know, Eazy-E or Ice Cube's like, what? This is First Amendment rights. We have the right to free speech, and we're not the ones that wrote that. The government did. So why are you guys upset? Those guys are sharp. So that was my entertainment for the day. I went on to do some apnea training. Tomorrow, I'm going to add HRV morning measurement, find out what my heart rate variability is, and then make my training accordingly. And I did a little flow triggers there by skateboarding downhill, switch stance from the blue reflector. So I kind of found where my 4% out of comfort zone level was, and just did that. And I'll be pushing that more every day so that, I don't snap, as they say, the Flow Genome Project. You want to be able to stretch but not snap. So that was my little sweet spot where I was just slightly above my skill challenge ratio. Okay. And then after that, I did guitar. I went 3 times the daily challenge, which is awesome. Did the picnicky challenge portion of the musician level video games, kind of like Guitar Hero. And I just got stuck on this Romances song, I just wanted to perfect it. I'm getting there, pretty close, maybe 1 or 2 errors, but that was fun. Learn how to break when I'm struggling, come back, had that nitric oxide release, tap in the flow again, improve performance, learning, and can't wait to do that again tomorrow. And then, Andrew made some amazing Korean beef dinner with some greens. He figured out how to cook, and so he's once realizing that he's cooking as good as his wife, and she's an awesome cook. But he's just like, hey, wait a minute here, he's thinking like this is really hard to do. So he put his wife on the spot. It's really funny. And then we walked around the neighborhood, just excited about how powerful Dr. Gordon's protocol is and the oxygen advantage. It's really things that people can implement, especially the breathing exercises, which are free. The TBI protocol by Dr. Mark Gordon is a little more costly, and it's an investment because you're getting a blood test that is able to measure different minerals and hormones in your body, and by finding out objectively where you're low and then objectively replenishing that with nutraceuticals, we can get your body back to the most optimal state for your brain so that it can heal itself, and then from there just naturally have amazing performance, because it's like removing the emergency brake, or at least turning off the emergency brake so that you don't have those constraints towards life, that what I call the first hurdle, the invisible hurdle. So that was what we were talking about in the neighborhood, amongst other things like these beautiful RVs and the path we're going to take to try to summit this hill near the house, and just beautiful life, And finally, I had a podcast with Lachlan. It was awesome. Never felt so natural during an interview, and maybe because of the day that I set up for learning and fun, and started beautiful morning with this wonderful Amy. She's such a sweetheart. It's just awesome waking up with her in bed in each other's arms. Wow. And that's a great way to start the day, huh? And then, awesome podcast with Locke. Talked about so much things from, a black box machine and the Dr. Gordon protocol and the oxygen advantage and just how things kind of took the turn for the best for me this year back in January, and I got on Dr. Gordon's protocol. So grateful that I heard him and Andrew on the Joe Rogan Experience and was able to connect with Andrew, became friends, and was able to meet Dr. Gordon and go on his protocol, and my life changed since. So all I want that is for everybody else to experience who've also been suffering in their life with depression and anxiety and having a hard time getting up in the morning, even with a full night's rest, just waking up even more exhausted. So powerful stuff. Great interview by Locke. He made it comfortable. We had a little technical difficulties to start, but that's with anything. We're always 3 feet from gold. So kudos to him for weathering that storm, and we got off to a flying start from there and just ended with a bang. So that was awesome. And now I am playing with my Zoom recorder and looking forward to doing the first official episode of Hangry and Horny. And it's going to be fun, It's going to be always going to be fun. It's going to be awesome to interview some of my favorite people. I'm going to be able to do this in person. I think that's so powerful. I have that ability to travel the world and meet these amazing folks, and let's do this. Let's fucking do this shit. Yeah, motherfucker. I could just let loose, show the other side of me, because that's the real FlowReal's. All right, everybody. I love you, and lots of kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah.